Most people don't realize they're getting weaker when it starts because it usually does not feel like weakness. It looks like this. You start using your hands to get out of a chair. Stairs start feeling a little bit harder. The grocery bags feel a little heavier. You walk a little slower. And without realizing it, you start changing how you live to make things easier. So today I want to give you 5 signs that your strength may be slipping after 60 before it comes something that starts taking away your independence. If you watched my last video, we talked about protein and why it matters more as we get older, but protein is only part of the equation. You see, your body has to be asked to stay strong. That brings us to the second of my 5 pillars of independence, strength. Quick note about where I'm coming from. You see, I'm not a physician. I spent more than 30 years educating others as a teacher, as a school principal, as a financial retirement professional, and even as a college professor. And so my PhD doctorate is in education and not medicine. So one thing I know is how to take a complicated piece of information and make it easier to understand and use. And so I will show you the research, but I'm not going to pretend to be your doctor. So number 1, you're using your hands more when you stand up from a chair. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with using your hands per se. Sometimes the chair is low, sometimes you're tired, and if you need your hands for safety, please, by all means, use them. What I want you to notice is whether this has changed. See, in the past, maybe you were able to stand up without thinking about it. But what about now? Maybe you almost always pushed off the armrest. Maybe you push off your knees. Maybe you push off the seat. Those are all little signs. You see, researchers actually use a standardized version of this movement called the 5 times sit to stand test. And that was done back in 2013. And it was a study that was published in the Journal of Aging and Health. And what researchers did is they followed 948 adults age 60 and older for 3 years. So people who could not compete the 5 stands were much more likely to develop difficulty with everyday activities that they had previously been able to do independently. So now, I'm not telling you that one difficult chair stand predicts your future. That's not what I'm saying at all. The research test used 5 stands. While this is not a diagnosis, it is a signal. So, but if getting out of chairs has clearly become harder for you, that's something worth you paying attention to. So let's go to number 2. Stairs are starting to feel harder than they used to. So maybe you're not avoiding stairs. Maybe you still go up and down them every day, but you notice the difference. Do you have to pause more? Does one flight feel like more work than it used to? Are you thinking about the stairs before you climb instead of just climbing them? See, the National Institute on Aging specifically lists climbing stairs as one of the everyday activities that muscle strength helps us continue doing. That is why I like ordinary tasks as warning signs. See, they matter much more because they're a part of real life, not just because they happen in the gym. And the one thing that I do not want you to do is to stop using the handrail just to prove that you're strong. Please use the handrail. This isn't a contest. I'm just talking about whether the stairs themselves feel noticeably harder than they did before. If this is helping you notice things normally that you wouldn't think about, please gently tap the like button because it helps me know that this kind of information that I'm giving to you is important so I can keep knowing what to make for you in the future. So number 3, normal things are starting to feel heavier. Think about your grocery bags, a case of water, a laundry basket, a suitcase, something you've picked up hundreds of times before without even giving it a second thought. Again, I'm not talking about the one bad day. I'm talking about a pattern. If you used to carry the groceries from the car in 2 trips and now it takes 4, maybe you used to put your suitcase in the trunk without even thinking about it, and now you have to stop and prepare yourself first. See, the National Institute on Aging uses carrying groceries as an example of everyday activities that muscle strengthening can make easier. That's exactly the point. Strength matters because it makes normal life easier. So if you notice that ordinary objects constantly feel heavier than they did a year or two ago, don't beat yourself up about it. Just notice it. So you can't change something that you're not paying attention to. Number 4, you're walking more slowly than you used to. This is one easy miss because nobody walks around the house with a stopwatch. Maybe your spouse is just a few steps ahead of you now. Maybe it takes longer to cross the parking lot. Maybe you find yourself choosing the closer parking space even when you're not in a hurry. See, walking speed is not just something researchers casually look at. It's a well-studied measure of physical function in older adults. In a large JAMA analysis, researchers combined data from 9 studies and more than 34,000 adults aged 65 years or older. And walking speed was associated with survival. So that doesn't mean that your walking speed predicts exactly how long you'll live. It means walking speed carries useful information about overall health and physical function. So I'm deliberately saying associated with, not causes. See, slower walking can happen for many reasons. It could be pain, it could be balance problems, it could be heart and lung problems, medications, or loss of strength. The important question is whether your normal pace has clearly changed. Sign 5, you're quietly making your life smaller. Number 5 is the one I think people miss the most. See, you're quietly changing your life to avoid physical things that have become harder. This one can't be measured with one exercise or a clinical test, but it's a behavior pattern I want you to notice. So maybe you always choose the elevator now. Maybe you stop parking farther away. Maybe you avoid the low couch because getting up is just annoying. Maybe you ask somebody to carry something that you used to carry yourself. See, none of these choices is automatically a problem. The problem occurs little by little when your world starts getting smaller and smaller because your body is quietly making the decisions for you. That is where strength and independence connect for me. See, losing the strength is not really about whether your arms or legs start to look different. It's more about whether you can keep doing your own things in your own home on your own terms. Now, let me make something very clear. These 5 signs do not diagnose anything. Aging is not the only reason someone gets weaker or starts walking differently. If you have general weakness that is new or getting worse, talk with your doctor. And if weakness comes on suddenly, especially weakness or numbness in one side of your body, or sudden trouble speaking, or there's sudden trouble walking or balancing, please call 911 immediately. Those things can be signs of a stroke, and that's not something to wait on. But for everybody else, the goal of this video is not to scare you, it's to get you to notice changes while there's still plenty of time that you can do something about them. So the question is what should you do if you recognized yourself in one or two of these? First, write down what you noticed. Seriously, I really want you to write it down. Maybe the stairs are harder. I used my hands on the chair. I'm walking slower. Maybe it's one of those things. Because if you don't write it down, the problem is going to be very difficult for you to remember these things in the future. And at the end of the day, you're creating a starting point. Second, do not try to fix 10 years of lost strength in 1 week. The CDC recommends that adults 65 and older include muscle strengthening activities at least twice a week, along with aerobic activities. So, getting your heart rate up and things like that, and activities that improve balance. So if you're not doing enough strength training right now, the answer is not to destroy yourself in the gym tomorrow. Start at a level that fits your health and ability, and then build from there. Now, third, remember the protein video I posted before. See, strength training gives your body the reason to hold on to muscle. Protein is a building material for your body. I don't think of those as separate ideas. They actually both work together. If you have a medical condition, significant joint pain, balance problems, or you've been told to limit your activity, ask your doctor or physical therapist what kind of strength work is safe for you. Quick break. If you want to see how strength fits with the other things that help you stay independent, I built a 5-pillar self-checklist. It's actually 20 questions. It'll take you about 2 minutes, and it helps you to see which pillar may need more attention right now. So check the description pinned in the comment below. So let's recap. So here are the 5 signs again. You're using your hands more to get out of the chair. Stairs feel harder. Everyday things feel heavier. Your walking pace is slowing, or you're quietly avoiding more physical activity than you used to. You do not need to have all 5, and having one doesn't mean something's wrong with you. What matters is noticing a change from your normal. Please don't think you need to do something right away, like becoming a gym person or signing up for a membership tomorrow. The goal is just to keep standing up. The goal is carry your own things. The goal is walking where you want to walk. The goal is moving around your home without needing someone else to do those things for you. That is what strength training means to me after 60. So if you've not seen my video on protein after 60, watch that next. And I want you to take a quick look at that, because strength and protein belong together. And if you've not taken the 5 pillars self-checklist, again, the link is below. And please subscribe so you don't miss the next pillar. And we will see you in the next video.